21-year-old Richard Wilson is behind bars after allegedly killing 4 family members inside a home, including his 5-year-old niece. At around 1:45 p.m. on the 4th of August, the authorities responded to a home near the intersection of West Rosemead Drive and North Bel Air Road in Pinal County, Arizona, after receiving a frantic 911 call. When officers arrived at the scene, the suspect was still there with the bodies of 4 dead relatives who'd all been beaten and stabbed to death with a knife. The victims are the suspect's father, 47-year-old Richard Wilson Sr., his mother, 50-year-old Ellen Otterman, his 16-year-old sister Rudy Wilson, and his 5-year-old niece Renea White. Chief Deputy Matthew Thomas said that Rudy Wilson was the person who made the 911 call just prior to her death. He also said that the family members were slaughtered. He said that this is one of the worst crime scenes that deputies in Pinal County have ever been called to. You always have these calls that kind of haunt you throughout your career, he said. There's those 1 or 2, and I can tell you that everyone involved in this call, this will be the one of ones that stick with them, because it's absolutely horrific, especially when it involves children. Neighbours have said that the suspect was a nice kid, and they have no clue as to why he would have done this. One local resident said it's been a difficult day. As she walked outside her house, it smelled like death, she said. Sheriff Mark Lamb said a terrible tragedy hit our community. This act of depraved violence will have long-lasting effects on those who knew the family. While nothing will bring their loved ones back, I send my prayers and support to everyone affected, he said. Richard is charged with 4 counts of murder, and he's been held at the Pinal County Jail on a $2.5 million bond. The motive in the attack is unclear. The investigation into the matter continues. 35-year-old Jordan Welch of Tulsa, Oklahoma, is behind bars after being accused of sexually abusing his girlfriend's 10-year-old daughter. The incident occurred at around 2:30 a.m. on the 3rd of September, when the authorities received a call regarding the sexual assault of a minor. When officers arrived, the mother told deputies that she found her daughter naked on the trampoline. The girl told her mother that Jordan had done horrible things. Deputies say Jordan, the mother's boyfriend of 7 years, had been drinking and was found passed out naked in the back bedroom. Officers said that when they questioned Jordan, he told them that he'd been drinking and accused the victim of lying. After placing him in handcuffs and walking out to the patrol car, the authorities said he tried to run away, so the deputies had to chase him down and tase him. He's held at the Rogers County Jail. He's charged with rape in the 1st degree, rape by instrumentation, and escape after a felony arrest. The victim was taken to the hospital with her mother for care. 40-year-old Gregory Smith is behind bars for allegedly stabbing his wife 37-year-old Christina Garcia to death before dousing the family home with gasoline and setting it alight while their 2 children, an infant and a child younger than 10, were inside. The incident occurred at around 4:20 a.m. on the 4th of September, when officers responded to a home at 801 Lightwood Drive in Hazelwood, Missouri, after the older child called 911 to report his mother severely injured and his father had fled the scene. When officers arrived, they found a dead woman and the children inside unharmed. The authorities said that Christina was beaten, stomped on and stabbed with a knife. The children were taken to the local hospital to be examined. Gregory was arrested later that day and charged with murder, armed criminal action, and 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. He's held at the St. Louis County Jail without bond. Detectives have been speaking with the grandparents about taking custody of the kids. The couple is originally from Washington State and moved to the St. Louis area several years ago. Dora Keeney said she and another neighbour had a frightening encounter with Gregory a year ago after his dog got out. She said a neighbour found it and tried to return it, but Gregory slammed the door in his face. She said Gregory came out of the house later carrying an AK-47 demanding to know where his dog was. 55-year-old Mark Greenberg of Deltona, Florida, has been arrested after stalking a 6-year-old girl, telling her he would make her famous and turn her into a big girl as she played outside. He's accused of at least 11 incidents over the past 8 months, in which he harassed neighbours, yelled at them and their kids with a megaphone, and drove past houses while recording children on his phone, the authorities said. In one incident, a father told officers that Mark walked to the end of a driveway where his 6-year-old daughter was playing and made unusual comments, saying, "I want to make you famous. I want to turn you into a woman or a big girl." Several witnesses gave deputies similar accounts of Mark's comments to the child, including that he said he was going to pick her up and take her to Disney World. The girl's father said Mark's comments had gotten progressively worse and more frequent, and his daughter had become too frightened to go outside. On the 1st and 2nd of September, Mark was seen taking pictures outside the girl's grandmother's house in another neighbourhood where she often visits. The girl's family believed that Mark followed someone there because he had never been invited there and had no reason to know where the grandmother lives. Officers attempted to speak with Mark on the evening of the 2nd of September, but he refused to answer the door and told them he would talk another day. The investigators obtained a warrant and took Mark into custody without incident the following day. Mark is charged with aggravated stalking of a person under the age of 16 and is held at the Volusia County Jail on a $5,000 bond.